she didn't stalk him, at least, not at first. It started with an accidental tap, his profile, her curiosity, one small, harmless visit. And there she was, the new girl, smiling in photos he used to hate taking, standing in places he once said were too crowded, holding his hand in a way that looked secure. She didn't feel jealousy right away. She felt confusion. Because the man in those pictures, the one planning trips, writing long captions, celebrating anniversaries, wasn't the man she remembered. The man she remembered was distant, busy, guarded, allergic to labels. With her, everything was almost ready, almost committed, almost sure. But with this girl, he looked certain. At first, she tried to be mature about it. People change, she told herself. It wasn't meant to be. But then she saw the post, a paragraph-long caption about how this girl made him believe in love again. Believe in love again. As if she hadn't spent 2 years trying to teach him how to stay. She stared at that sentence longer than she should have. Because it wasn't just about him loving someone new, it was about him loving someone better. Memories began replaying, but differently this time. The nights she begged him to communicate, the times she asked for reassurance and got silence, the birthdays where she planned everything because he wasn't romantic. Now he was writing poetry under sunset pictures. Now he was surprising someone with flowers. Now he was the man she needed him to be, just not for her. And that realization hurt in a way betrayal never could, because betrayal makes you angry. But this made her feel replaceable. She wanted to hate the new girl, but she couldn't. The girl looked kind, soft, unaware. She wasn't stealing him. She was simply receiving the version of him that heartbreak had refined. And slowly, painfully, she understood something. She wasn't his forever. She was his lesson. With her, he learned what happens when you don't try. He learned what silence costs, what emotional laziness destroys, what taking someone for granted can break. She was there for his unfinished version, the rough draft, the growing pains, the immaturity. And growth is rarely gentle. It's messy, selfish, unattractive. She absorbed the impact of who he used to be so someone else could experience who he became. That truth felt unfair, but it also felt honest. One night, she found herself back on his profile again, scrolling, comparing, hurting. And then she stopped, because for the first time she noticed something else. In those old photos with her, before everything fell apart, he was trying, awkwardly, imperfectly, but trying. They weren't a failure, they were a beginning. Not every love story is meant to last. Some are meant to transform. Maybe she was part of his growth, but he was part of hers too. Because after him, she stopped begging for bare minimum. After him, she learned to leave at the first sign of emotional starvation. After him, she understood that potential is not the same as commitment. He became better for someone else, but she became wiser for herself. And maybe that's the part no one posts about. The last time she looked at his profile, it didn't sting the same way. She didn't feel smaller. She didn't feel replaced. She felt complete, because she finally understood. The girl he loved after her wasn't proof that she wasn't enough. It was proof that sometimes you meet someone at the wrong stage of their becoming. And loving someone while they're still learning doesn't make you foolish. It makes you formative. She wasn't his future, but she was the reason he knew how to build one.